Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon or Rising. And Aquarius, this is your weekly intuitive tarot reading for April 27th to May the 3rd. This week we have the Inner Temple Oracle card, we have the Shiva Yogic Path card behind that. We have the Three of Cups, Seven of Cups, Queen of Swords, Six of Swords, Four of Swords, and the Four of Wands. So we've got double fours in this reading. Four is a number of stability and foundations. I feel like some of you are really seeking to create a more stable foundation in your life, whereas the Seven of Cups, excuse me, obviously it's about things not materializing, remaining, ideas or things that didn't come into fruition. I think now you're really sort of wanting stable, tangible in your life, whether that's in relationships, whether that's in your work situation, whether that's in the way you're creating a sense of home for yourself, any of those kinds of things. You're now gaining clarity on that and, really, now considering how to move forward from that place and create that for yourself. I do think there's some kind of transition that needs to take place to get there, but we can really see you moving into, the greatest sense of stability here with the beautiful Four of Wands energy and, of the light-hearted energy, celebration, and all those things here with the Three of Cups. So before we go to the tarot, just going to head over to the oracle cards here. So we've got Shiva here. Now Shiva is the god of destruction and rebirth. So for some of you to kind of get to these really stabilizing energies here that we see in the Four of Wands, maybe there has to be something that needs to be cleared, a path that needs to be cleared, maybe an idea that needs to be let go of. Some of you may have already gone through tower moments, or death energy, actual clearing of the slate, surrendering, letting things pass. And, that's what can get us to the rebirth. And that could be what this rite of passage or transition is about, letting something go or being willing and, having the courage and confidence to leave something in the past that might not be serving us so that we can be reborn, so we can have that new start. That's what I'm seeing here. It also talks about moving past limitations of the mind, the body, the ego, or society as well. So not worrying about whether you're doing the right thing in terms of, your family, family judgment, or, what society says you should be doing at a certain period in your life. All of these kinds of things, or your own self-limiting beliefs, but moving beyond those and doing what you feel is intuitively right for you. And that's the Inner Temple energy, because the Inner Temple energy is about coming back to the portal of the heart, which, if you know about the heart, it has apparently 50 times more electrical impulse than the brain. It really is another brain center, and it is like in a compass, because when you can tune into what you really want at a heart level rather than at an intellectual level, that's when you can really make the right decisions on how to move forward for you. So you're really being asked to come back into that portal of the heart. And there's one piece of the one line of this. I'm not going to read the whole thing out. I think I know it, but I'm just going to check it in here that I wanted to read out to you. In the Temple, page 70. It's one thing that I think is really relevant here. It says, all the answers to all of the questions that you seek are waiting for you in the portal of your heart, but you cannot hear them unless you carve out the time each day to listen. So it's really about, slowing down and really paying attention to your intuitions and what you really want, rather than sort of getting carried away in the mind. Okay, so I'm going to start over here with the Seven of Cups in your recent past energy. So the Seven of Cups, it shows this person here with all these like beautiful cups full of different offerings, very tantalizing, beautiful things, and items that we'd like to attain, but they're held in arm's reach. They're on this cloud. It's kind of like a mirage, and it's a metaphor for the things in your life that either haven't come through for you, haven't materialized, or it can be the Seven of Cups is also my card of hollow promises. So you could have been, for example, in a relationship with somebody who promised you the world and didn't deliver, or maybe they had promised they would, adjust a certain element of themselves. I'm not saying change for you, but, maybe stop an addiction or something like that, and maybe they haven't kept their end of the bargain. You could say that in the workplace as well, somebody who promised you a promotion or a leadership role, or more responsibility, but that hasn't come through either. It can also be a card of maybe chasing the ego's desires rather than what your heart desires. So that's the whole thing of coming back to the inner temple and following that. Follow what you truly desire, not what the ego desires or not what society says that you should be pursuing. So it's about, coming back to a place of truth now, and also aligning with the situations, people and things that can actually deliver, because you are on the same page, and really being able to see through those that are not living up to their promises as well. So that's what I see with the Seven of Cups here. Obviously it's a general reading, guys, so it can be in a range of different situations, but that is the energy here. And I really feel that this week you're gaining clarity on that. So that's what the Queen of Swords does for you. She is somebody who can really see clearly. If this is the confusion, the indecision, and not having that clarity, the Queen of Swords is absolutely the eagle-eye vision. She can look back and see how to connect the dots. She is the hindsight. She is a truth seeker. She can really cut through and see exactly what's going on in a situation, and from that vantage point she can make a strategic decision on how to move forward. And the reason why she wears that butterfly crown is because there's real transformation in that, because from that position, when you're seeing clearly, you can decide what to release and then what to pursue. And as you keep on pursuing from the place of the heart rather than the ego or the mind, that's when you really start to become more aligned, and you really start to transform, because you're getting more connected with your higher self. That's what I'm seeing here. And with the Four of Swords here, I feel that some of you might need to take a pause this week while you're kind of seeing all those pieces come together, while you're gathering that information. I feel like you'll begin to understand the situation, but you might be in a pause of, okay, that's cool, but how do I move forward now? And that's why in the Four of Swords here you see a link to the Three of Swords. So that means there might be some hurts or some pain or some disappointment to process, especially if things haven't turned out the way you'd hoped or desired or expected. But there's one sword here that's just left under the soldier, and that is the sword of the action, the breakthrough, the new beginning. That you'll know when the time is right, when those pieces come together to launch back into action. And I really feel that action is going to be making that transition away from the situation. But the Queen of Swords is there to shed the light, to illuminate the truth of the situation and help you be victorious in the action that you decide to choose. So the Six of Swords is about making a necessary rite of passage, moving away from something so you can move towards something that is a greater match for you. Now the Six of Swords shows these people in the boat, and once again they have a kind of a sense of despair or disappointment about them, and you may be disappointed about the situation, but what is in store for you is going to be so much more fulfilling than that. I mean, we can see these kind of rocky waters, maybe some tumultuous emotions, maybe it was quite a up and down roller coaster type situation that you were in, but you're moving into much more peaceful, calm, smoother sailing. You've just got to, sometimes you have to move away from something, you have to let something go, you have to let something pass, you have to go through that Shiva-like, destruction, pulling something down in order to be able to rebuild, in order to be able to get to a sense of rebirth. So that's the Six of Swords. I see you moving away from that situation so that you can move towards that stability that you so greatly desire, Aquarius. Three of Cups and the beautiful Four of Wands energy. So the Four of Wands is probably one of the greatest cards of stability, security, beautiful life, commitment. Finding that partner who does align with you, maybe after all the ones that, had all the shiny things on the outside but just didn't deliver on the inside. It can be a deepening of a commitment, or marriage and engagement in the future if you are seeking relationships, building a really happy home. Together with the Three of Cups, it definitely does say celebration. So some of you might be celebrating in the near future, actually finding that missing piece, whether it is the partner, is the job, whatever it is for you that provides that sense of security that you're looking for. but definitely be open to opportunity, because the Four of Wands shows the 11-11 formation, which is, you know, as we know, it's that kind of synchronistic portal. And you know, there could be people that come into your life in quite a chance encounter way. It could be through some kind of social situation, although I do realize that that's not really happening that much at the moment. So it could be through some kind of virtual connection or meeting that you're having. And the Three of Cups, you know, shows these people here that are celebrating the harvest. And they're celebrating the harvest because they planted the seeds, they did the right thing, they took the right action at the right time, they pulled out the weeds that they didn't need that might choke the new plants, they prepared the land, and then they planted new seeds that they knew that, you know, wouldn't necessarily deliver to them right now, but in the season when the time is right, that's when they get this beautiful abundant harvest that is worth celebrating. So I think you're going through the process of, you know, pulling out the weeds, turning away from the things that are no longer serving you, that are creating, you know, taking up space in that fertile soil where you can really plant those new beginnings. And very soon you're going to be enjoying the fruits of your labors and the rebirth from that. Beautiful energy. Right, Aquarius, I'm just going to pull a couple of keywords from this small deck here just to finish off the reading. If any jump out, I'll take them. If not, I usually choose from this one. This one's stuck together. Reliability. Okay. Yeah, definitely feel like you are wanting more reliable, stable people and opportunities in your life now. Like the Seven of Cups to me says unreliable, didn't come into fruition, didn't materialize, made promises but didn't follow through. So I really feel like reliability might be something that you're really looking for in your life at the moment. And this one here, and appropriateness, that came out from other signs before. So yeah, just making sure that you know, if there is going to be communications going down about the situation, just making sure that you stay appropriate and maybe don't operate from a place of emotional charge. We do have Cups energy here. So maybe sharing from the heart, but doing so in a calm, compassionate way, and making moves that feel really appropriate for where you want to end up in the future. Okay, Aquarius, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Do keep in mind it's a general reading, so it won't be for every one of you guys. Feel free to leave me a comment. Always love to know how it's playing out in your daily life. And I'll be right back here next week for another reading.